Good evening everyone, welcome back to Tom Plays Bannerlord for absolute beginners. We are just heading back to Battanian lands. Hopefully to train troops and search for a wife. Something about that hideout. Still no one seems to be asking for it particularly. Unless these guys are. Oh, okay.
Well, good day to you. So, who might you be?
Fine. Let's go deal with it. Probably have enough companions now to take this down with pretty much nothing but. Well, let's take you out because he's already injured. Just take some of the trained warriors. And I'll just have them charge. Hopefully the trained warriors can hide behind the immortal companions but still get some experience. We will see. Okay. Right, let's do this. Guessing the actual path's down here. So I'll see if there's anyone I can... Oh, there's a person.
For glory!
Well, if nothing else, I attracted a few arrows. Is that a person, or am I aiming at a tree? I'm aiming at a tree. That was a person. I think that's a person. Not sure. Nope. That was logs. Never mind, I helped a bit. Beginning to wonder if we'd ever find them, man. Anyway, let's It's alright, I should trust them to deal with them, they're fine. I just deal with a leader. Yep, let's do it. I need to remember how to do a shield bash. Actually, I don't think I do need to. It's fine. Easy mode. Right, we didn't lose anyone, which was the main thing. And some people have gained experience. See, even with 10 cavalry, right, I don't know if we need any more. Even with trying to just keep to Battanian troops, it's still very difficult to balance the troops you're making because of all the different ranks. What have we gained? Idrun has gained a one-handed. Excellent. I think wrapped handles is usually more versatile. Slayer of the Black, also one-handed, so duelist. Right, well she's hopefully always going to have a shield. Plus 2 hit points. That sounds good. Not immense, but good. Okay, let's head for the place who does cattle. On the grounds that cattle usually fetch a good price in Battania because they don't have any. There we go, she's just joined the party and she's already with child. Ooh.
Back off, stranger.
I have a feeling that Idrun is cavalry melee again.
Under my orders!
So I might just put her in that group. This is supposed to be 40 as usual, but with at least one formation. Oh, right. Yep, that's the plan.
Ever take over command!
I don't think we have enough enemies to be worth any tactics. That should really leave it to our troops. Even if that means putting up with people throwing rocks at me. I do after all want them to train. There we go. Nice and easy. Right, get a couple more wood runners. I think that might be the borrowed troops done. Not quite in Battanian lands yet. Send the troops back, that's fine. We should drop by a city and sell some gear as well. Ransom some prisoners. Check. Rayhan again. Increased melee damage. I mean, that does sound useful, but it's probably more useful for Niacin, because he isn't going to be using throwing weapons quite the same. Really struggling to get decent armour, like chest armour for Rayhan. Not sure what I just sold then. Probably not important though. I might just buy her some. I know in theory she's going to be attacking from a distance first anyway. But really, a kaftan? And a worn one at that? At least get her some leather armour or something. There. It's a bit better. Right, where was the cattle farm? At least our money's starting to look a little more respectable again now. Extortion by deserters.
Hey, so who are you then?
That sounds awesome. And cows for 141. I could just send troops in theory. Especially because with the villagers on our side, I don't really feel like I can do a huge amount tactically. But still, I do like these environments. So, let's get a bunch of these guys. Try and put our archers. Get you loose. And that'll do. And then I'll just say, take command.
Take command!
So they're probably all just going to charge anyway. But you never know. Whoop. Okay. Looks like I've taken too long a way around. Probably don't need me anyway though. We're really outnumbering them. So yeah. I think we're good. Up here. Oh, right. Yeah, you really ought to be running away, my friend. Still, if you're not, I suppose that's your own lookout. He says as he skillfully maneuvers into a tree. We didn't lose anyone, which is the main thing. We are on room for 7 more troops in theory. We've got some halfway decent armour there as well. Take all the money, because we definitely need it right now. Now, let me just see if there's a mission to do with the bandit base in the city, actually. Nope. Still, we can ransom prisoners, we can check whether this is an upgrade for anyone. Nope. This looks alright though. Yeah, you could do with that. And the net guard as well is an upgrade. Let's probably check Rayhan's weapon. I do think this is better, yeah. I need an old sumpter horse, I think. Okay, brilliant. Right, let's see if this place, as well as selling us more cattle, also wants the hideout dealt with. No, but it does need help with brigands. I suppose I can go for that. I should in theory be able to catch some brigands. Okay, cattle are a bit more expensive now. Because yeah, I'm not sure the hideout will do 5 groups. We're getting to the point where we're going to have to stop taking those missions. Just going to send troops this time. Didn't lose anyone. No. I think the hideout will do for the rest. It's just a shame we don't have a second hideout mission, but never mind. Just take some people in, tell them to charge, you'll be fine. We are losing money again, of course. I think that's because the troops are more trained now. Their wages go up when we train them. Right, so we've only got room for a couple of people who need training. Just take a couple of trained warriors. It'll be fine. I suppose to be fair, a lot of our companions probably do. Oh, what am I doing? Charge. A lot of our companions probably do have throwing weapons, to be fair. So we could do a skirmisher training session with one of these. Who's this? Oh, Sidron. That's fine then. I'm only worried if one of the standard troops goes off on their own. Oof. So close. There we go. It's dangerously close to endangering my own troops there, but there you go. It's amazing how far you can throw these things, really. I guess these guys are a bit stronger than your average modern person. Oof, didn't even have a shield up then. Still managed to hit it. Not to worry. I would not like to be that guy.
Oh, you bastard!
His weapon is actually faster than mine. But mine's a lot more effective if it hits. Okay, brilliant. Alright, the grain has made us over encumbered, but only slightly. I think that should be enough. Yeah. Nope, I'm wrong. We need one more group of bandits. I was a bit worried about sending troops to that one, but we didn't lose anyone. So, all good. Of course, now we're even more over encumbered. But we fulfilled the mission and we can limp across to Rotai. Having made this area of the map at least a nicer place. Right, let's assume it's still Rayhan who mostly needs improved armour. Doesn't need that though, does she? Ooh, Felanos needs those. Maybe I should be looking at him. Yeah, interesting. Never actually messed with those before. We've got assault for 30. We'd probably still be better in actual Battanian lands, which we really ought to get back to. I suppose another bad thing to find things to do on the way, but you know. We did have an actual plan of this particular one. Right, well, no question this time. I definitely want to put another focus point into Steward. Imposing stature, I think, is usually better. Unless you want to really hold down on the reduced escape chance. Right, salt. There, you see, I think we paid 30 for this. Value keeps reducing, so I might try another city. Ditto for the cattle. Sell them when they're around 200 or more. Fish I wasn't actually planning to sell as such. Cheese, that seems a good price for cheese. It's actually not a bad price. The meat might just bring the amount down a little. And olives, I think that's a good price for olives. Brilliant. Right, so back to the encyclopedia. Let us look at potential. Actually, I'll knock off the met before. Not married, right? So there are quite a few Battanian ladies we haven't met. The only reason I'm sticking to Battanian is a kind of role-playing thing. I'm trying to keep my family Battanian. And the wife entirely, well, the mother entirely determines the culture of the child in this game. So, Abiel is nice. He's pretty young, that is important. The younger you are, the more children you'll be able to have. Especially when you're female, I'm afraid. So, that can be a bit of a pain when you're playing as a woman. You have to do this a lot earlier. Doesn't have a lot of skills. Doesn't list them all. Alineth, very similar. Oh, there's also a general reputation that you get. So considerate of others, she's 22. Also, I think the clan rank might make a difference to our chances. And the relation might make a difference, although not as much as you'd think. Beniseth, thoroughly conventional. He's 20, more of a warrior, actually a lot more skilled and also quite nice. So she'd actually probably be a really good option if we could get her. If you look at all these skills, considering her age, that's actually phenomenal. Okay, she's slightly evil. She's 28, which would be a bit of a worry, honestly. So yeah, I think Beniseth is probably the best option. And she's currently been taken prisoner. I don't think I can do anything about that. Mazadan Castle. Well, presumably that's a Sturgian castle of some kind. So in theory, if we could somehow get her free, that might make her like us more. It's not something I've ever tried. Salt, it's not quite up to 50, is it? And the cattle aren't worth that much. Is it Mazadan she was in? Yeah, wouldn't hurt to go there. I don't think we can actually persuade them to free her though.
Peace to you, stranger. What is your name?
Yeah, it doesn't look like I can request prisoners. And they won't let us in. So yeah, nothing much we can do there, sadly. So for trade, okay, this is going to be flax, presumably.
What is your name, stranger?
Oh, she looks grumpy. Okay, so 172 sacks of flax for 1419. Was that 8 each or something? Yeah, it's fine. I'll try and sell them for at least 8 somewhere, which I think will probably do the trick. And we should try to pick up some more troops as well, because I doubt we've got our full amount. Good to see that Varchek's still in revolt. Okay, well, can sell a little bit of salt. Flax 17, yeah, I think that's far in excess. I think we can afford to sell this until we get down to 10 at least. There we go. Let's see if there are any... There are not. Fair enough then. To be fair, given that we're almost certainly going to fail at the persuasion thing, we could possibly go for one of the others. See if we happen to get lucky and succeed, then I'm not going to complain too much if she isn't tremendously skilled. I'm sure she'll build her skills up. What have we got? That's actually a very good price of grain. That's a good price of cattle as well, although only temporarily. I might even sell some grain at that price. Maybe a little bit of meat too. The flax is also good. Let's just sell the rest. That appears to have actually been a very good deal. Let's see, have we met her?
My greetings to you.
We have. Right, let's see how much it would cost to buy a bit more grain. Actually, one thing we could do is buy a lot of this, like all of it, and then go to a city that's recently been under siege. Because usually you can get an awful lot of money for grain in a city that's been under siege for a while. Which might be why we were getting so much there. I don't really want to train troops again. Alright, I don't think things are going well for Battania. This looks like the Vlandians are sieging them. And they're already fighting the Sergians. It's just tend to happen though. So yeah, essentially what we're doing here is war profiteering, unfortunately. Katala has reached the age of 2. Excellent. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of this as the babies start to grow up, so we generally want to prioritise the bottom 3 options. Unfortunately, I don't think we have that option this time. So I might go with Vigour, I guess. And then Intelligence. And she also has Cunning and Endurance. So you basically end up, I think, with 2 left on 1. And it's partially decided and partially random. So there's not a huge amount you can influence at that age. Right, so they've made peace with the Sturgians, so the lady we are considering wooing is perhaps going to be free soon. I'm assuming that once this city actually falls, we'll be able to enter it and sell grain. Feel kind of bad doing this. Yes, we've started on a battle. So later on we would be taking a keen interest in this because we might be watching these numbers fall, watching the numbers of the defenders fall, and deciding at what point to help. Actually, the way things are going, I'm beginning to think that the defenders are going to win anyway. The artificial intelligence of the game does tend to heavily favour people in a castle or a city. To the point that if you're heavily outnumbered and you're being attacked when you're inside one, you're often better off choosing send troops. Because it's so heavily tilted that you're much more likely to win rather than fighting the battle yourself, which is a shame because I kind of like fighting these battles. Hang on, why won't you let me change the speed? I want to get in there and sell a load of grain. You see, the grain is worth 30 now. So I just take our amount down to 50, so you can make a tremendous amount of money. Actually, the salt too, and the cows, and the sheep. I think even the wool's not a bad price. And the meat. I don't want to leave us without, so I'll just go down to 50. But yeah, war profiteering. It's not good, but it's extremely lucrative. Okay, so where has Beniseth gone? We do not know. But she's likely to go to a city which still belongs to Battania, which is of course becoming less common by the day. Honestly, I think Battania had quite a good run in this game. They often fall much sooner, and if I'm playing as a Battanian, I find myself scrabbling just to save them all. Here she is. Okay, here we go.
Yours is not a face I know. What is your name, stranger?
I'm pretty sure we met. That's why I know so much about you. Okay, so I want to profess myself her most ardent admirer. So I think offer my hand in marriage would be the money way to do it. Oh darn. Right, well that's confusing because she's more or less saying that she's too high up for us to consider. So I'm guessing her clan is pretty Fenmorcar. And they're only clan tier 4 and they're not very well off. So the leader is Prindor. So the alternative method would be to go and see Prindor and just pay a potentially huge pot of money.
Well now, stranger. Peace to you. What is your name?
Well, at least we say hi. I'm assuming we don't have two Beniseths. No, we don't. I don't really understand why we had so much information on her if we hadn't met her before, which she seemed to be implying that we hadn't. She did say something about coming to see her again though, so maybe we should keep trying. So once you've started saying you're into someone, they do start to get angry if you leave them alone for too long. I'm possibly wandering too far away as it is. I'm not convinced it actually makes any difference whatsoever. That seems quite expensive to me. But hey, we may as well keep at it. But I suspect we're kind of doomed by clan rank. But we'll try.
It's been a while.
Okay, so here we go. This is the persuasion things. Right, we've got a couple of options which are 100%, oddly enough. So we can... This is a lot easier than I remember, actually. Right. Well, that was surprising. Might be more successful than I expected. Usually I find this is incredibly difficult. But yeah, so I think there's 2 persuasion checks, so that's the easy one, believe it or not. I mean, actually this time it really was easy. Good grief, they've really ravaged the land here, haven't they? Well, the hardwood's fairly cheap. Actually, the cheese is fairly cheap. And the butter. Like grabbing a bit of hardwood though, we could convert it into charcoal if nothing else. Yeah, I think we definitely made a little bit of profit. Right, is it too early to go and see her again? Oh, here's Nywin. Who's Nywin?
Well now, stranger. Peace to you. What is your name?
To be fair, it may be unnecessary. Well, we'll see. Maybe this one will be harder. Right, I think we haven't given her enough time. So let's just wait until morning. Maybe despite what she said, the fact that she's only clan rank 4 makes her more likely. Okay, right, it's getting a little trickier now. I'll go with a nice option. Okay, well, we were lucky that time. There we go, 48. Nope. Success that time. No, so we failed. So in theory we could still try to marry her by talking to, I think, Prindor?
Well now, stranger. Peace to you. What is your name?
And you know it'll cost a lot, but it might be worth it. Still, we can check everyone else out. Okay, well she's devious. She's 28, which is worrying me. We could have a go at these two, who seem quite similar, honestly, even in terms of appearance. Are they twins? Can't be in different ages. Okay, so Abiel Fendergel, where is she? Remtoil Castle, which actually I don't think is very far away, but I can't imagine she'd still be here because it's now under the command of the Vlandians.
Yours is not a face I know. What is your name, stranger?
Okay. Well, she's not here. Oh, Corein is very skilled, but also kind of evil. I mean, to be fair, might not matter that much as long as she's on our side. Give it a try. Okay, so she's, yeah, even though she's kind of dissing our clan rank, it does sound like that doesn't cut us off from the possibility of persuading people. Clay for 16. Not sure I manage it in Maranov, given that it's technically the closest city to the clay producer. Sorry, I keep pausing midway through a thought. There's something about this game I find distracting. Right. So it seems that even though things are easy in the first round for this guy, okay, it looks like I don't really care about bandits, and that's a +5 party size limit. No, can't do any recruiting, that's fine. Oh no, they've clearly been raided. Oh. These guys probably haven't been raided though. Iron ore's still far too expensive. Getting our troop numbers up isn't just to do with battles. It's also important because... Oh, I don't remember you.
Well now, stranger. Peace to you. What is your name?
To be fair, I don't think she's actually Battanian. I suspect she's married into it. Okay, I've been here long enough, it would appear. No troops I can recruit. Let's just wait till morning. At least she hasn't left. Okay, oh, okay, well this is good. Got a better chance with Corein, maybe we've actually got more in common with her. Okay, so this is apparently the one where we struggled, because we don't have Valor or Charm. And we've been ineffective again, so that probably means we're not going to succeed. I suppose if we got a critical success we might have succeeded, but otherwise not happening, sadly. So yeah, basically what tends to happen is that it doesn't work and I end up having to just spend a huge amount of money. But it's always worth a try, because you can still end up with the women who've rejected you just by paying enormous amounts of money to their families. Right, we bought it for 16, so that's no good. So might continue that next time, but we'll leave it there for now. And yeah, back next time for some more unsuccessful courting, I suppose. Thank you for watching. I will see you then.